What is this all about? You say, Greg, what are you talking about? I'm talking about what you're striving for every day, for months, for years, for decades, if you're never home to enjoy it, but you're pressured under the financial weight. What I'm talking about specifically is, let's say you've got a great career and you work 60, 80, 100 hours per week, not at all uncommon. And maybe you're a road warrior and you're gone 5 days a week. You come back on the weekends. Let's use this example. You're single, maybe divorced. It's just you and the big house and the new car and the boat, or maybe a lack of those, but you've got the expenses. You have the kind of job that you're traveling 5 days a week, maybe 4 days a week, 4 days, 5 days, 4 days, 5 days. Many careers are like that. You come back in time to do your laundry, go through a week's worth of mail because nobody else is at home to take care of this for you, go through the groceries that you have in the refrigerator that are spoiled, maybe, mow the grass or shovel the snow if you're in a snowy climate in the wintertime, get your preparations for the following week, pack your suitcase. The next day, a day and a half later, you're back on an airplane, flying away again. And you're going to do this for 10, 20, 30 years. Maybe at the end of that time, you'll have the house paid off. Or maybe you won't. Maybe you'll refinance it or decide to sell it, buy something nicer, bigger, that you're never going to be in, or that you're not going to be enjoying. Certainly not maybe during these 30 or 40 years that you're putting in this kind of career. Now, not knocking you if you have this kind of career and this is your lifestyle, you love it, great, fine. But if you find yourself 60s, 70 years of age, I've known people personally who have been in this exact same situation. This is why I'm doing this video. And you'd like to retire, but you can't because maybe you had a 401k or some other retirement program and the value went like this when you least expected it to later in your years because maybe you didn't change your structure of your investment portfolio to more safe investments. And now you're saying, now I can't retire. Here's my main point in this video. If that is your lifestyle and you're in an expensive area, an expensive home, and you don't foresee getting out of this cycle of financial pressure, rethink why you're in the house that you're in. Why are you driving the expensive car you're driving? Is it because you like the feeling you get, knowing how people feel about you when you walk out of that expensive home? Or when you drive that very expensive BMW or Mercedes, Range Rover, what have you? If you don't have financial peace about yourself because you're pressured to perform, to get the paycheck, to pay for all this stuff that you're not even there to enjoy anyway, and then you're struggling up here with being unable to retire when you really want to retire, perhaps. You're like, I can't because I've got all this debt, but I've got the fancy lifestyle, but I've got all this debt, this pressure. Sell it all. Why hold on to it? It's just stuff that you are not going to put in your grave, in your casket with you when you die. I'm a firm believer, and it's taken me years to get to this point, but this is where I am today. And I'll just share this with you. You may or may not agree with this philosophy or this position. But life that we live is not within the four walls of that which gives us shelter from the rain. Life is the richness of the experiences around us, with family, friends, experiences in general, intellectual growth, what have you. It's not the four walls or the 45 walls if it's a very large home, for example. So if you're burdened down with the weight of all that the stuff is causing, get rid of it. Breathe easier. Breathe easier. I know a number of people who have chosen to sell the 4,000, 5,000 square foot home and have downsized the tiny home concept, but maybe in a 40, 45 foot RV with the slide outs and very nice accommodations for a fraction of what they were paying in a massive mortgage, which is accompanied by massive utilities and massive property taxes and all the other massive things, and have found such a sense of peace about them and calm, having downsized. Yes, it's much smaller, but they found that they just didn't need all this stuff and the pressure that came with the requirement of working as hard as they worked just to pay for all that stuff. Now, you may be just fine. The big house, everything else is fine. I get all that. And you make plenty of money and you love your life. No problem there. This is for you if you are pressured. You're feeling it. And you're weighted down. You're thinking, there's got to be more to life than this. Working for all this stuff is just killing me. I'm not here to enjoy it anyway. Why not downsize? Why not right the financial ship? Again, can't take all of it with you anyway. If it's putting you in that situation, look into what I just talked about. Whether it's full-time RVing, it can be a stationary, very large, beautiful camper trailer. And I'm not talking about some little 16 or 12 or 16 footer. 35, 40 feet with slide outs and the beautiful accommodations. Sometimes you can find these that are so luxurious, much, much more luxurious than the home you're living in. Just not as big, but you've got the bedroom or two, you've got the bathroom or two, you've got the kitchen, the living area, the closets, not as much space for a bunch of other junk, but who needs it all? There might be you that will benefit from this. You may be one that says, that's all nonsense. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. But I would look into something like that. If you're that burdened down and you're just pressured and you don't know how you're going to get out of it, there is a way out of it. Just an idea for you. Well, thanks for watching. I am Greg with the Job Tips and Straight Talk channel. Please like, share, subscribe, do all those great things. And comment down below if you've maybe made that kind of change in your life, whether it's to a full-time RV situation where you just, you know what, no more debt, no more house, no more mortgage, utility bills. You may have an RV space rent. I get all that. But nothing like what you had before. Or maybe you just went into a much, much, much smaller home. Because it's not all about the gargantuan size necessarily, unless that's where your head is, okay. But comment down below if you've made that kind of change in your life. And how did it affect you? Did you feel relief? Did you adjust okay to it? Because, if you have 4,000 or 5,000 square feet and it's giving you heartburn, you got still a lot of stuff and then find yourself living in a smaller space. But did you adjust psychologically to it well? Let us know in the comments. Meantime, I hope you have a great day. I will see you in the next video.